I want to go ahead and talk about the Dillon Gabriel interception against the Eagles in their preseason game from this past Saturday because it's a great teachable moment, not just for a quarterback, but also for receivers when it comes to running their routes correctly. In case you missed the post-game interview, this is what Kevin Stefanski said when he was asked about the interception.
They're out of their sandbox. They were in the wrong area of their sandbox.
So, what did Stefanski mean when he said there were players out of their sandbox? Well, that's what I'm going to go ahead and try and explain using the game film. So, let's go ahead and just get right into it. All right, so here's the start of the play. I'm going to go ahead and run it forward a little bit so that we get Blake Whiteheart coming across in the motion, getting into the wing position just before the snap. Now, the Browns are running a basic play action boot. I coached in a pro style offense at one point, so this is a type of play that we ran multiple times. I have a lot of experience with it. Feel confident talking about the play. To begin with, we have Cedric Tillman. He is running a vertical route. Now, I don't know if he is the first read. I think it is based on the way that Dillon Gabriel is looking in terms of the play for his first read. When I coached in that pro style offense, this was more of our alert, clear out route for the deep cross with the flat route. But each team teaches it differently. So he's threatening the defense vertically. That's what we know. So he's trying to put pressure on the defense to create space for the rest of the routes. Whiteheart, he is going to come across and act as though he is running a wham block on the end-man line of scrimmage. He needs to avoid that defender, then get out to the flat. Now, I don't know if Stefanski has him just running straight down the line of scrimmage. Most likely, he's going to have him going 2 to 3 yards downfield at the sideline. That's how we would teach it. Come across, and then your aiming point is 2 yards downfield right at the sideline. So you're working downfield just ever so slightly. Brendan Bates, who's the other tight end, he's going to sell 1001 that he's run blocking. Then he's going to spin out. He should stay flat down the line. Don't want to drift. He's kind of the check down on this play. The only person that I really have a big question on the depth is Diontae Johnson on this play. When I coached in the pro style offense, what we would do is we would have our receivers really working 10 yards to be over where the ball was snapped from. So here in the way we would run it, ball's on the right hash. So he would need to be over the ball at the 21-yard line. We would then go to 15 downfield on the opposite hash, finishing at 18 to 19 on the sideline. Really getting that deep cross route, putting pressure on the defense. Defense steps up, we throw that deep cross, they drop back, we would throw out in the flat. I don't think that, just based on the way that Diontae Johnson is running this is the depth that he should be going. He's too shallow, in my opinion. He's not creating enough space. But what I think he's supposed to be going is really kind of like 5 yards over, really 6 yards over where the ball is, to basically 10 yards at the opposite hash and kind of finishing 12 to 13 yards downfield. That could still create that spacing. But just the way that he's running it, I don't think, as vertical as the way I drew it up in our pro style offense, that's not the way that he's running it. Problem is, he never gets the depth. He comes across like right here, and then he just stays like this. So he never gets even to 10 yards. Let's go ahead and just run the play so you can see exactly what happens with it. I'll stop it right here. You can see that we're going to have Diontae Johnson coming across. His aiming point, he's not getting enough depth. He's not forcing the defense to respect that. So he's actually going to come across, and then he's just going to kind of flatten out really badly right here. Whiteheart, he's coming up on the end-man line of scrimmage. That end-man line of scrimmage is attacking him. What Whiteheart should do on this play is he should fight across and then start working into his route. Instead, what Whiteheart's going to do is he's going to try and cut underneath. Once you do that, you're at the mercy of the defender who's going to push him and then ride him into gaining depth down the field. And that's where you have the mess occur. That's when Kevin Stefanski says we have receivers not in their right sandboxes. This is what he means. Receivers not at the right depths. They're not running their routes correctly. They're not creating the spacing that's putting the pressure on the defense as is. Even Brendan Bates, he's going to start drifting downfield. So that's why when you see pictures, you see all these receivers kind of in the same area. No one's really running their route right, except this guy right here, Cedric Tillman. He is the only receiver on this play that's running his route correctly, in my opinion. So as we go through it, I want you to watch Dillon Gabriel's eyes as well. The first thing, and I know a lot of people have talked about, well, Dillon Gabriel needs to throw it away. I don't think Dillon Gabriel saw as much of the mess because I think he's staying too long on Tillman. So let's go ahead. And it's kind of a late decision to throw it, and that allows Andrew Makuba to undercut Deontay Johnson, because remember, Deontay Johnson's not going enough depth. He's allowing himself to be kind of manhandled by Makuba, who intercepts it and returns it for a touchdown. You get a better idea of Dillon Gabriel's, what he's looking at, and being a little late coming off from the end zone view, and that's why I'm letting it run so that you can see. As we come out, you're going to see, look at Dillon Gabriel's eyes. His eyes are still downfield. He's looking at Tillman. Deontay Johnson has passed him, so he's not looking at Deontay Johnson. He doesn't see Deontay Johnson right now. I don't think he's looking at Bates either. He is looking downfield at Cedric Tillman, and this is where I think the beginning of the play messes up for him. He's a little slow on processing the information. Got to come off quicker on the read, and then what he's going to go ahead and do is then, if he comes off quicker, he can see the mess and then throw it away. But he's going to make the decision real quick here. Oh, got it. And then see how quick he throws it? Doesn't help that Whiteheart pulls his hands back. But if we go back, notice as we come out of the boot, eyes are still right here. Like I just said, 1001, he's barely turning and looking, coming off. He still hasn't come off, still hasn't come off, still hasn't come off. Now he's coming off. I don't think he notices all the mess that he's got. Going to throw it out there, thinks he can get in there because he probably could in college, and it results in interception, return for a touchdown. So Kevin Stefanski also said that not all interceptions are created equal. He's correct. Not all interceptions are created equal, but this is mostly on Dillon Gabriel. He's got to be able to get through that information quicker, make that read a little bit quicker so that he can see the mess and realize I can't throw this ball because I have receivers all in the same area. Real easy for a defender to undercut. So I'd say about 70% on Dillon Gabriel, 30% on receivers not running their routes correctly. And that's what messes it up. And that's what you see. So if you're a young receiver, young quarterback, this is a great thing to learn to, get through my reads quicker. Receivers, you now understand, hey, I've got to run the routes at the right depth, because if I don't, it creates spacing issues, creates problems for the quarterback and for the team. I would be saying the same thing if this was Shedeur Sanders and he hadn't done it correctly. Again, this is probably being shown in the film room. They're going over it all. And this is something that all the quarterbacks can learn from. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. We do have merch. God's Play cap, God's Play trucker hat. We have offensive line is a skill position t-shirt. But guys, we're heading into the regular season. We'll be doing a lot more football play breakdowns, both of college and the pros. So we'll see you later. Have a good one. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.